So for years and years and years, we've loved the idea of a slow cooker. We have a product that takes slow cooking to a whole new level because we're gonna be featuring for you as our showstopper an opportunity to not only have a slow cooker, but to actually have a portable slow cooker. So you think about going to a picnic, or you think about going to a potluck occasion where you want to start your signature dish, but when you get to the church, or when you get to the library, or you get to your social event, your food is perfect and it's ready to serve. Well, that's exactly what we're offering to you in this new product that we're calling the Wonderbag. Stephanie Roberts, who is one of our kitchen and chef experts, is joining us. It's nice to have you here. Happy Easter to you.
Happy Easter to you.
I love the idea of this because most people own a slow cooker.
Sure.
And we've talked about this. And as wonderful as slow cookers are, I think even if you've owned them for years, you still might get a little bit nervous about leaving them on unattended all day long, especially if you work outside at the house.
Well, and you have to be there. You have to be there to use it. If you want to go, you want to get on the road, you can have your food cooking while you are going. So this Wonderbag is such a simple concept. We talk so much about high technology and all the millions of wonderful things we can do in the kitchen. This is back to basics. This is basically a piece of fabric with foam inside that is going to envelop your pot of food and keep the heat insulated so that the food continues cooking. So you have a portable, non-electric slow cooker.
Brilliant.
It is amazingly simple and so incredibly effective. So here's how we would get it going. We have chicken cacciatore right now going on our stove, right? So I would brown my meat like I would normally. I'd put my sauce in, I'd put my vegetables in, and I would bring this to a boil. 20 minutes maybe, right? Then I take my pot of chicken cacciatore and I put it in my Wonderbag. Look at the amount of space I have in here. I can put a 13x9 in, I can put a big stock pot in, I can make the Wonderbag work with absolutely any pot. Then I put in my topper. This is soft fabric, love the prints. I pull in my drawstring, and it's heat retention, right? All the insulation, think of it like a winter coat.
Yes.
This fabric and the foam is now surrounding my pot. This is all the technology we got going here.
That's it.
The heat retention will continue inside my Wonderbag, and in between 2 and 4 hours, I have chicken cacciatore that's ready to go. So on a day like today, if you're celebrating Easter, if you're celebrating Passover, you can do this in the morning, you can take it with you, put it in the car, take it to your mom's house, put it on her counter, whatever. You don't have to leave it plugged in. You don't have to figure out how you're gonna keep cooking it if you have to take that slow cooker with you. Portable, non-electric, solves tons of problems. Honestly, without even knowing it, I used it this morning for this exact problem. I sent my husband and kids to his family's house with a hot dip, and I thought, oh, I don't wanna have to get there and use their oven. I don't want you to have to worry about all that. And it's also awkward when you get to somebody's house and you're like, can I borrow your oven? This isn't done yet. Solves that problem. What if you were going to a potluck at church, you know, after the service? You don't want it to sit in the car for 2 hours and stop cooking or lose its heat. Again, the Wonderbag simply operates on heat retention.
And it's worth noting that we have the 2 different choices. So we have the blue design, which is like almost like a aqua blue in the backdrop with circles on it. And then of course we've got the red design, which just has a little bit of more of a smaller print, but they both work exactly the same. I love that even if you're putting this in your car or your SUV, your foods won't spill and toss all over because of that drawstring. You're able to pull it really taut and snug. And so, but most importantly, it will continue to not only keep those foods warm for 2 to 4 hours, but it will continue to completely cook them for you. Right. Which is amazing. It is a portable slow cooker, if you can imagine. We're gonna tell you the story behind this, but look, guys, look at this temperature.
4 hours later, and look at my temperatures on there. Look at that. Turn it 127, steaming hot, and this has been sitting in the Wonderbag for 4 hours. So I know that my chicken, perfect. Tailgating, put it in before the game.
All the outdoor concerts that are happening right now. This is, I mean, people will look at you in awe when you're at that outdoor picnic or that outdoor concert with chicken cacciatore or any other meal. By the way, we include for you a number of recipes and we're gonna explain to you all that comes along with it. But we are showing you just how genius this is. It's eco-friendly. It is a portable slow cooker. It will continue to cook your foods up to 2 to 4 hours, and it allows you to be able to shop with us for it with free shipping and handling and $12.49. This is great for any busy family. You talked about your kids. You work outside the home.
Exactly.
It gives a mom or dad a chance to start the foods, put it in the Wonderbag,
and go about your day.
And not have to worry about leaving the house with leaving an appliance on.
So I do want to tell you the backstory about this, because to me it's something very powerful that impacts all of us. The Wonderbag was creative to give us back time. What's the one thing we can't buy more of? Time. It was actually created in South Africa, because in South Africa, women are still cooking over fire. Gathering the wood, tending the fire, and cooking over the fire takes up so much of women's time, they aren't able to go out and get educated, to hold jobs. They're basically held hostage to the fire. I heard that story and I thought to myself, well, I'm held hostage to the oven half the afternoon. You know, like my family doesn't get a roast during the week. You're looking at a pot roast here, done in the Wonderbag. This is not something that I can do on a typical day because I'm in and out of the house so much, moving kids, doing my job, doing various things. So instead, we sear the meat on the stove, we add the vegetables, we bring it to a simmer, and, you know, 40 minutes maybe on the stovetop, sometimes less depending on how big the chunks of meat are. We close it up in the Wonderbag, and in between 2 to 4 hours, there is absolutely nothing that does not cook in the Wonderbag. We can do meats, we can do dips, we can do soups, we can do chilies, we can do dessert, breads, jams, yogurts. There are tons of ideas in the cookbook that comes to you. And also in the cookbook that comes with it is also the story of the creator. And I encourage you to get it home and read it, because the concept of giving us time is such a valuable gift. We have technology. We know that technology can do all sorts of things, but what else can give you time to put a meal like this on the table? But when your hands-on effort is literally only minutes, and then portable, non-electric, heat retention cooking takes over.
So I can think of so many ways to use this, even during the hurricane season, or during an emergency where, you know maybe a storm or something like that might be coming, or if you should lose power, but you might have a grill where you can grill, allowing you to be able to keep those foods nice and warm. And the same thing this does for your hot foods,
it does for your cold.
It will do for your cold food.
The beach,
if
the
you're
picnic.
asking those types of questions, it's great. By the way, it's 20 inches in diameter and it's 9 inches high. So you have ample enough room for virtually any size pot, any size stock pot. And if you ever need to clean it, if something spills, you just spot clean it. So it makes it very easy. But brand new, you get a beautiful booklet with all sorts of recipes, but this is...
Look at this temperature, 33 degrees seafood. 2 hours in the Wonderbag. So if I want to take shrimp, fruit, things that we have to keep it cold for them to be safe for us,
macaroni salad,
anything like that, all those things you scratch off the list for your picnics because they're not safe to transport, put the cold pot in the Wonderbag. Again, same with heat retention, cold retention, boating, beaches, picnics. This is a game changer for summer entertaining, for keeping things cold, but for the same way I look at it as a game changer for any of my outdoor recreational activities. You can still have amazing food when you're camping.
I was thinking
and you don't have to cook it over the open fire. All you do is bring it to simmer and then put the food in the Wonderbag. Okay, speaking of amazing food, you gotta check out this dessert. This is also in the recipe book. You can make a cobbler in the Wonderbag. All we did was cook the fruit on the stovetop. We put in a wonderful sugar and crumb topping, and look at that. That fruit went ahead and cooked all the way through in the Wonderbag. So now I'm having dessert without running my oven. As we get to those hot summer months, I do not want to turn on my oven. It messes up the cooling system in my house. It just is a waste of my energy when I want that money for air conditioning. Do it in the Wonderbag.
I also love this for a caregiver. Are you a caregiver where you are tasked with maybe taking food to a loved one that might not be able to cook for themselves any longer, or someone that might be recovering from some type of surgery, and you transport food. Anybody who transports any type of food, anyone who's involved with a book club or where you're bringing a potluck, this is genius. If you have someone in your family that's a camper, a boater, a hunter, this is going to be amazing. It's brand new. It is a portable slow cooker, so no electricity required. You do need to start it on the stove, but once you've started on the stove, you put it in the inside, you make it nice and snug and tight. And by the way, you've got to look at this stock pot. This looks to be like a 10-quart stock pot.
Look at the size of this. Okay,
it's either 8 or a 10.
Exactly. You can put an entire 10-quart stock pot in here.
Look at that.
Chili for the post-game, chili when you're out in those cooler months doing some camping.
Isn't this wonderful?
Again, I cooked this to start on the stovetop. I got it simmering, and from then on out, we let the Wonderbag do the rest. It finishes cooking the food. It keeps it heat insulated. By the way, when this comes to you, it will be vacuum packed, so it comes in a pretty small container, gets all shrunk down. You will need to fluff it out. There are instructions included for fluffing, but then all of a sudden, you have anything you need to grab and go. Remember, I put a 13x9 casserole in mine this morning, so it stretches wide. Now we are able to put in a 10-quart stock pot without any problem. There is also a variety available online that comes with handles. I've been told that those are very short in supply, but that's an option you can look at too. But when you look at the numerous things you can do, your dips, your desserts, your chilies, your soups, entire meals. I think we all have transported a dish at some point. It's a life on the go at this point. And you spend all that time and money buying the foods, preparing the foods, only for it to spill in the car. Or wait for it to cook. Don't stay at home and wait for the food to cook before your party. Take it with you on the Wonderbag while you're doing the drive-in. It'll do the cooking for you. Stephanie, thank you. A lot of fun. Thank you very much. Thank you for those